Alright guys, we're picking up where we left off. We have a testing world with the same floor as our regular map and some objects, and you can see we have some balloons in here floating around, and a testing area for our turrets. They just sit there and then we'll aim and shoot the balloons and see if we can pop them or not and see if it works. So this is our testing zone, so we don't have to like play the whole game in order to actually test the towers. So now we need something to actually put there. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to leave this test world open here. And I am now going to start creating my tower. My first tower here. So I'm going to click New Scene. And it's going to be a custom node. We're going to start out with a sprite this time. Sprite, and we're going to call this Tower 1. Tower 1. I'm going to go ahead and save this scene, so Control S, and go to your scenes folder, and then go to I need to go to my online tutorial folder. Yours is probably just right there in the scenes folder, so I'm going to save this right here. Now I'm saved and ready to continue. The next thing I'm going to add, so I'm going to click on Tower 1 here, and I'm going to add a Kinematic Body, K-I-N, and I'm going to call this one Barrel, and then I'm going to add another sprite, and I'm going to add an animation player. So the order that you're adding these in does matter. So we have the very top one as a sprite, and then a kinematic, another sprite, and an animation player. Now I know this seems like madness. What are you going to do with all those nodes nested inside of each other? Well, I'll show you. So I'm just zooming in on this starting location. This is our 0, 0. This is where stuff's going to spawn in when we start adding pictures to it. So I'm going to add a picture for this sprite first. So if you'll look in your tower defense folder, you should have one that's called turret right here. I really wish somebody would quit messaging me. Okay, so turret. So I'm clicking this. Our first picture we're going to add is barrel 0, 0. I'm going to drag and drop that here. And perfect. Just for like adding bullets and shooting the bullets, we need to turn this tower, or turn this barrel to start facing east and west to start with. So come over here to transform, click on rotation degrees, and type 90. That's going to turn our barrel, and it's going to make it where our bullets will fly out at the correct direction. I don't want to get into explaining all that, but go ahead and turn the barrel 90 degrees. Now we're going to make our first animation, so if you'll select on your animation player, click animation. Our first animation is going to be called idle. This is just the barrel just sitting there not doing anything, ready to fire but in the idle position. This animation is going to be 0.01 seconds long. It's just going to be one frame, not 0.001 but 0.1, there we go, 0.1 seconds long. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here so I can see. I'm going to select on the 0 second. So here's our idle animation, and I'm going to go back to the sprite. It's already got the picture I want there, and I'm going to hit this key to keyframe that first picture. So there's that. Now we have our idle animation. Perfect. Alright, let's make another animation, and this is going to be our shooting animation. So I'm gonna raise this up so you can see all of these pictures here that we're working with. There's 13 of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and change my time frame to 1.3 seconds. That should give us enough room to put all of our pictures in. This is basically just giving us space to get them started. Oops, I'm on the wrong one. Don't do that. Okay, so we need to actually add the animation we're going to do first. So I put that back to 0.1 because I'm still on idle. We need to make a new animation. So click the animation here and do new. And we're going to call this shoot. So this is going to be it shooting. I'm going to use all lowercase. So shoot. There we go. Now, like I said, 13 frames here, so 1.3 seconds. You're going to change this. This is how long your animation is, 1.3 seconds. So we already have the 0 frame on our idle animation, so there's no need to do that frame again. So let's start with the 0 frame, drag and drop it, and then keyframe this. And yes, you want to create this texture. Go to the next frame, which is 0.1, and we're just going to keep going up the picture. So I went from 1 to 2, and then I'm going to keyframe this, and I'm going to move to the next spot by clicking on this line here, and then I'm going to grab the next picture, drag and drop it in, hit the key, and then move over a little bit, grab the next picture, which is 4, drag and drop it, hit the key, go over here to the next frame, drag the next picture, which is 5, and just repeat this process until you get all of these frames added in here. So the reason I do that, the spacing the way we're doing it, because is just to make sure that I have all of the actual pictures inside of here and in the correct order. Because if you get them out of order, it just looks weird, and then if you accidentally duplicate your pictures, that'll also look weird. Okay, so hit the repeat button, which is right over here above the trash can and below the needle here, the pin, and you're going to hit repeat, turn it on, and then press play, and let's see what this animation looks like. Okay, so it's playing the animation. It looks like I didn't duplicate any frames or get any of them mixed up. So now I'm going to change how this looks. So that right there, that animation looks pretty good, but I want to add a little bit of flair to this. I want to make it where whenever it first fires the gun, the cannon will slam back a lot faster. So if you'll come down here to the bottom middle, you have this snap here. I want you to change this to 0.03 seconds. That's going to give you more precision. It's going to give you more ability to move these little dots around. If it's on 0.1, you can only move it every 0.1 second. And we want to have some more precision, so I'm doing 0.3 so I can get these guys closer together. The first 3 frames, I want them to happen quicker, and then the rest of the frames, they can slowly taper off again evenly. So basically what's going to happen is as soon as the gun fires, it's going to slam back into the position like it fired, and then it's going to, as it's recoiling back to the ready position, it is going to slowly go back. Kind of like a boat cannon. I don't know if you've ever watched like a video that shows like a cannon, but it usually like slams back really fast and then ejects, it goes back to normal slower. Okay, so the first 3 pictures, the first 3 frames are going to happen much quicker, and then it's slowly going to release the steam out. Okay, so now you can see I don't need all of this extra space here, so I'm going to reduce the time of my animation. So I'm going to make this 0.8 seconds, and I'm going to put this on loop. I'm going to press play, and there we go. That looks more like a cannon actually firing. I just moved them around. You can feel free to move yours around in a different way, but that's how I'm going to do mine. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save this, so Control S. Now that I've saved this, I want to go ahead and add this guy into my test world. I'm going to turn off my repeat on this looping here, so I'm going to turn that off so it's only going to play one time. Alright, so I have my cannon, I've saved it. Now I'm going to go to my test world over here, and I'm going to click on my towers, And I'm going to use the link, and I'm going to go find that tower. Mine's under online tutorial tower _1. Hopefully you put yours somewhere you can find it. Click open. Now I'm going to drag and drop my tower right in the center there so we can test it. We haven't programmed it to do anything, but hey, we've got it added to the world here. And there it is. So it's stuck on the wrong animation, but we can fix that. Go back to your tower here and go to your animation player, and instead of the current animation being stopped, change that to idle. Save it, and when you go back, it will no longer be stuck on that. Can't do anything just yet because we haven't programmed it, but we've got it added. We created the shooting animation, and we're ready for our next video. I think this is as long as I'm gonna make this one. See you guys in the next one.